Hi, I'm Latifa, and if you'd like to see me ranking my favourite palettes of 2020, then stay tuned. So 2020 was for me personally, it was a great year for makeup in that I just experimented a lot more. I mean, I am a neutral lover, but this year I stepped out of my comfort zone a little, and I had a lot more fun with eyeshadow specifically because I wasn't really an eyeshadow girl before. Now I have over 200 palettes because I love it that much. And in saying that, today I have 20 of my favorites from 2020 that I purchased in 2020. And actually, I'm going to start with a colorful palette. And it is the Bright Mattes palette from Beauty Bay. And she looks like this on the inside. So as you would imagine, it's a bright matte. It's literally all about the bright mattes. Fantastic palette. Now this is a great accompany palette. It's all matte. It's got 42 shades, and as you can imagine, it's bright. It's a good accompaniment palette. I like to use it when I want to do a bright look and I just need that specific bright color, but I can't find it anywhere else. Then you know the Bright Matte palette's gonna have it. So at number 20, the Bright Mattes palette. Then next I have a palette from Jamie Genevieve's brand, new brand actually, and she's here on YouTube. She's also on Instagram as well, obviously. But yeah, so it is the Essentials palette from Jamie Genevieve. And as the name suggests, it is an essential palette, and by that I mean it's your everyday nudes. Look at that, that's great, right? It's gorgeous. So you've got your black, you've got your browns, you've got your warm brown, you've got your orange, it's just a really nice palette, really gorgeous palette. The only thing is with some of the shimmers you do need to use a glitter glue, but I love this, and this actually hasn't rotated out of my weekly drawer for eyeshadows since it came out, and I think that's about 4 weeks ago now. I haven't rotated that out, and I think that's testament because I tend to rotate things out every week to every 2 weeks depending on how I'm feeling. So for that reason, that's number 19. Next we have a palette from Sample Beauty. I love Sample Beauty. I found Sample Beauty this year for myself, and since then I've acquired every single one of their palettes, and this one is no different. This is the Painter's palette from Sample Beauty. I love it. Like I said, I love bolds. I really do at the moment. And the Beth Painter palette, who is the person that it was made in collaboration with, she came with the fire. Look at these deep tones, right? It's gorgeous. There isn't a dud in this palette. She did thing. This is gorgeous, and the formula is second to none. And this palette is currently retailing for £18. At full price it's £30, but currently it's retailing for £18. You can't go wrong. This palette is the palette that made me love blues, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, fantastic palette at number 18. At number 17 we have the Clientele palette by BPerfect. Now this was in collaboration with Ja, who is I believe a New Zealand makeup artist. Please, she could be Australian. I could have just got them mixed up. I'm pretty sure she's a New Zealander. She sounds like a New Zealander. And this is what the palette looks like inside. This is like the perfect everyday palette. Like this is one of my favorite. You know what? I'm putting this in the everyday drawer. I don't know why I took it out. This palette is for y'all. Look at it. Gorgeous, really nice. You've got your greeny tones, you've got your warms up tones, and if I've not said, I'm really into pinks and purples and mauves at the moment. So this packs the punch. This has got everything I need it to have. So that is palette number 17, yes, palette number 17. And then moving on to palette number 16. It is going to be the Rosa palette by Sigma. Now, I only tested the Sigma formula this year. And again, it's one of those things where I've bought every single palette they have just because, and I'm waiting to try and get my hands on the new Warm Neutrals palette, but everything takes forever to come to the UK. But as I said before, it's got your pinks, it's got your mauves, it's just a gorgeous palette. Like Sigma's formula is surprising, to say the least. Really surprising. So that's number 16. And in 15 we've got another Sample Beauty palette. As I said before, I really love the brand, and I really love the previous owner. I think it's been brought over by Beauty Bay now, but yeah, you can't fault it, and I like the fact that it was a small brand. But here is the palette. If I turn it this way, look at it. You see this black right here? Look at that. It's like a shimmery matte black. It's so nice. The formula is second to none. And this is a good black, really good black, really, really good black. And I realized not all blacks are created equal. No pun intended, but not all blacks are created equal. This is a phenomenal palette, and it houses all the tones that I'm actually really into at the moment. And knowing me, I've just put black absolutely everywhere now. Okay, so that's number 15. And then next I have, now a bit of context, I don't like drugstore eyeshadows. As a general rule, I don't like drugstore eyeshadows. I just think they're a bit talky, a bit chalky, they're just subpar. And the reason I feel like that is because I've tried some of the best brands out there and they're just phenomenal, like quality wise. So once you've tried those, it's difficult, well, it's not difficult, you recognize quality very easily. And I find most of the drugstores that I have tried have been bloody awful, quite frankly. And some high ends, like Fenty eyeshadows are an ish show, you know, so yeah, they're not great either. But actually the exception to the rule is Tammi's palette with Revolution. Tammi did the thing, okay? This palette is gorgeous. It's called the Tropical Twilight. It is beautiful, and you know what, more than it being beautiful, the quality is superb. I'm trying not to blow that out. The quality is superb. Look at those colours. Just look at those colours. And I love a pressed pigment, or pressed glitter, I should say. I love that. Personally, I think it's great. This has got everything you need. It's got your everyday, it's got your cooler tropicals, it's got your brighter tropicals. This is a fantastic palette. The formula is, like I said, amazing. Tammi did it. And I'm a massive Tammi fan anyway, but Tammi's palette is number 14 for a reason. Now next we've got palette number 13. I could be getting these numbers wrong, but if I am, I'll fix it. No. But anyway, it is the Carnival 3 palette, and that's with BPerfect, and that's the Love Tahiti with Stacey Marie. And it's, come on, it looks like a party from the outside. And then look at the inside. The inside is definitely a party. Hi. Look at her. Stunning. Beautiful. I mean, look at this shade here. Gorgeous. Come on, behave. Yeah, this is a gorgeous palette. Like, again, because I found a love for brights, it's nice to be exploring with great formulas. And yeah, and I like it because it's not too bright. It's a really nice palette, but it's not too bright, so I can have fun without going crazy, you know, without being that person who looks a bit like a clown. You know, you can have some look at behave. Really nice colour, really nice palette. Love this palette. Me and this palette this summer, well, last summer 2020, we had a good time. Now we are coming down to a bit of the wire. So that was 13, so now we're down to 12, and it's Huda's Naughty palette. This palette is gorgeous. Like Huda, this one, I mean, it may not be the case, but I feel like this one was made for the chocolate girls. This one is gorgeous, like, and I'm sure everybody can use it, but look at these tones. Now, I like Huda's tones. I like that she uses kind of pinks and golds. I like that. I think because with her, sometimes you just know what you're getting. You know, I quite like that about the brand. But the formula is fantastic. The formula is beautiful. And some people hate the fact that because it's like marbled, you don't know what you're going to get. I like that. I actually really like that. Today I can use it and I'll get one look, and tomorrow I can use it and get another. I really like that. So Huda's Naughty palette came through. Next, this is a relatively new one. Technically it came out like right at the end of 2020, but I like it same way. It's the Melissa palette from Juvia's place, and this is what she looks like on the inside. It's so simple that it's stunning. It's stunning in its simplicity. It's such a nice palette, and Juvia's always comes through with the pigment. This is one of those ones you could take anywhere and you're going to get a look. There's no two ways about it. You're going to get a look. And look at that. It's like, oh, come on, pigment, one swipe. Are you ready? Come on, be serious about your life. This is gorgeous. Yeah, so that. Next, we have the At Forest Sight palette, and this is the Raw Beauty Christie and Colourpop palette, and this is what she looks like. So gorgeous. You know what, when she first announced that she was doing it, A, I was really happy for her, but B, it said, it's for you too, Lou. This is for you. Look how deep these shades are. Look at them. Look at them. She said, I'm coming for everybody. Everybody's about to get involved in this. Look at that. To the point where I rarely buy Colourpop because it's too expensive to get here for what it actually costs. So I don't really bother. But with this one, I said, no. Me, I need it. Look at that. You see the flex? Gorgeous. Yeah, so this is a really nice palette. I want to play with it a bit more, but it is a fantastic palette. And it's my first time playing about with Colourpop, and actually it's pretty good. It's pretty darn good, especially for the price point. It's pretty good. Next we have the Beauty Bay Book of Magic palette. This one took me by surprise. Like, I love blues because of the Beth Painter palette, but this one solidified it. Look at it. And look at the form. Listen, I bought this, tried the formula, then ran out and bought every Beauty Bay palette that I can get my hands on without repeating too much in my collection. Like, it's so nice. It's so nice. And like I said, not all blacks are created equal. But this one came to slay. Gorgeous. Yeah, and their shimmers. Actually, I don't know who told them to come for our necks like this, but their shimmers are... And this palette was only £15 to start with, and I think currently it's sitting at like £9, and at one point it's even £7.50 during like Black Friday deals. Look at that black. Come on, look at that black. Be serious about your life. Like Revolution, the palettes I did with Patricia Bright, the blacks in there are grey. Yeah, if you need help, Beauty Bay's your people. Look at that. That's their black, one swipe. I bought this. Then I went and got the Nikita Torres palette. Then I got the Made by Mitch one. I had to get that on eBay because you don't even sell that one no more. Then I bought the Sunrise one. Listen. Then I went back and listen. Behave. Yes, this palette's everything. And we are down to, but we're almost at the top 5. And like I said, I am a neutral tone lover. So Natasha Denona's bronze palette comes quite nicely and comfortably near the top. Look at that. It's a really nice palette. Absolutely gorgeous palette, and it's every day. And I know some people complain that you're probably going to get the same looks over and over, but not for me. I think, yeah, I'm looking at it properly. No, not for me. Every time I've used it, I've come up with a fresh look. The only time it's repeated is when I've wanted it to, essentially. So yeah, Natasha Denona's bronze palette came through with the slay. Okay, so we're down to palette number 7, and I have picked Natasha Denona's Glam palette. I'm not normally a cool tone lover, but this changed all of that, and I realised I can play with cool tones as long as they're dark. So that's what the palette looks like. Yeah, as long as they're dark, I can play with cool tones, and I've had a lot of fun. I do think I probably will not play with it as much in the spring or summer, but actually it's proven so much autumn and moving into winter. I've enjoyed pulling for this. I've had a fantastic time pulling for this. Now, number 6, Charlotte Tilbury's Fire Rose. Like, I love the Charlotte Tilbury formula. I love the fact that it's soft when you need it to be, then it's not when you don't want it to be. It's a fantastic, it just gives you such a distinctive look on the eyes. Can you see that? It's just so distinctive. Look at that, one swipe. Gorgeous. Absolutely stunning palette. And the formula is different to what I'm used to with Natasha Denona, which I quite, look at that. They're going to focus. It's so nice. Again, and this is the kind of palette you pick it up and you can do a look just with the 4 shades that are in there, which I quite like about it. Yeah, this is definitely worth the money. And look at the packaging on the outside. I mean, it's beautiful. Gorgeous. And now we are at top 5. And coming in next, and this surprising because it's my first foray into Nabla, is the Side by Side palette. So that's the outside of it, and that's the inside of her. Gorgeous. Again, cool toned. Well, a nice mixture between cool tone, like somewhere in between of cool tone and warm tone, but it's the neutral shades that I like. Really nice, gorgeous. I love this one. And then we've got my next favourite, which is Juvia's Place Wahala 2. Yeah, definitely picked up the Wahala 2. There she is. Now, I've got 2 reasons I love this palette. Firstly, because like I said before, I love blues. I'm really feeling blues and purples at the moment. But secondly, because I'm actually Nigerian and Yoruba. And it is nice to pick up a palette and see words like Nawao, Amebo and Egbami, which are Yoruba words. So it's nice to see that. It's an Oya. Listen, I say this to my kids all the time. Oya, Ejalo, let's go. Come on. So yeah, that's another reason I really have an affinity for this palette. And my kids love it as well because they like reading Yoruba words too. So yeah, for that reason, Juvia's Place. And I've got, like I said, I have no problems with pressed pigments. This one brings the fire. Look at her. I love it. I generally tend to use this roll for like in a corner, just for a pop of sparkle. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, it's still a gorgeous palette. Even if you cover this, it's still like a warmish palette towards the end as well. So it's all the shades that I've already said I really like, your pinks, your mauves, that kind of thing. Yeah, really nice palette, gorgeous palette. And we're finally at the top 3. And spoiler alert, they're all Pat McGrath. It is what it is, what it is, what it is. So at number 3, we have Pat McGrath's Rose Decadence. And she looks like this. I had so much fun with this palette and the Juvia's Place Sweet Pinks this summer. You know, put your hair in a top knot. I had a lot of fun. I put my hair in a top knot, then I'd go really, really pink on the lid. I love this palette. Look at that. Probably should use a clean finger, but look at that. Oh, look. And if I just pop her here, look, it's like a two-toned orangey. Is it shifting? I don't think it's shifting, but it's like an orangey pink. Nah, it's not shifting. But it is gorgeous and it shifts really well on the eye. It's just my light's blowing it out, but it's gorgeous. I had so much fun with this palette, and what I like about it, it's a pink palette that anybody can use. Anybody with any skin tone, anybody can use, and that's what I love about Pat McGrath. Next palette, Celestial Divinity. Oh, I thought I was going to put it upside down then. I didn't. Gorgeous. So that's the packaging. And I was kindly gifted this by Pat McGrath's team. Gosh, look. Beautiful. And look. I love it. I mean, I already have the Star Wars palettes, which are what are the ends. So I think that's Dark Star and this one is Galactic Gold. So these are the new ones to me. But I actually quite like the fact that they're all in the same place. That way I can just use them interchangeably, because I always tend to reach for Dark Star. Now, because they're in the same palette, it's making me play about a bit more, experiment a bit more. And it's got some dual tones, dual chromes in there, which is quite nice as well. I mean, that's a stereotypical duochrome. Oh, let me see if I can get it on my arm, if it will swatch on my arm. Okay, so that's it there. Is it going to shift? You can see it almost wanting to shift, but the light's skewing it a bit. But yeah, beautiful palette. And every single matte is usable, which is what I quite like about this palette. I've not done a look with this palette that has flopped. Every look looks good. I've not really used it for a daytime look. It's more for if I'm going somewhere, going to lunch with the girls, that kind of thing. So I need to play about a bit more for your more everyday wearable times. But actually, no, I don't. I've got other palettes for that. So no, I'm going to be excited and I'm going to do the most with this palette into 2021. And obviously at number 1, Divine Rose 2. I mean, come on, look at the packaging firstly. Come on, packaging. So that's the first thing. And then I've got the limited edition one here as well. So I'll pop her out. So look at her. Oh, you can see everything. You can see my whole life. She's gorgeous. Look at those shades. And then you got Extraterrestrial, which I've put my finger in, but oh, look at her. Now, I don't actually use this particular palette because I am trying to keep it pristine, but I've got one in a black lacquer that I do use religiously. But look at her, she's beautiful. If I get closer. She's gorgeous, absolutely stunning. I don't think you can see the shift. Oh, there it is. It picked up the shift. It did pick up the shift. Yeah, this is a gorgeous palette. I've never used this palette and not enjoyed the look that I've gotten from it. It's fantastic. You know what I realized? I was picking it up for like a period of 2 months. I was picking it up every day. Every time I wanted to do a look, I was picking it up and I was like, you know what? I think you're in love. Like, I think you're in love. And it's a nice feeling to get something and be so obsessed with it that you can't think about anything else. Even though I was buying more palettes at the time, I would buy them and then I'd stick them in the drawer and not think about them because I was obsessed with this palette. And you know what? Long may that feeling continue. I really have enjoyed this particular palette. Divine Rose 2 is my number 1. Hey. So if you enjoyed my 2020 favourite palettes, please like, please subscribe, and hopefully I will see you very soon in the next video and all of 2021. Ciao.